What up, New York Giant Nation? It's your boy MacDaGiantsFan, man. Tapping in a little bit on this coaching search, man. That's off and running now. The New York Giants, man, got some top guys, man, already lined up, man. And it's a beautiful thing to be a Giants fan to kind of feel like we could be on to some seriously greener pastures right now. Just looking at the candidates that we got lined up, man, all across the board, man. Looks like we're gonna have a complete overhaul on this coaching staff, man. Starting at the top, some of the head guys that are right now. That's the first thing we got to take care of is the head guys and get a head guy in here that can get his staff filled out. And right now, we got some choices, man. Some really good choices right now, man. And just to even get this thing started, that's what's amazing. Just at the top of this coaching search right now, and we right now we're already able to set up make arrangements to talk to a guy like Mike McCarthy, man. For instance, we'll start with him, man. The guy, former Green Bay Packer coach, former Dallas Cowboy coach as well, had success in both stops. More success in Green Bay, obviously winning a championship with the Green Bay Packers back in like around 2000. I don't know what that was, 2010 maybe or something like that. But it's not even just that. I mean, even with the Cowboys, some people may try to call his Cowboy stint a failure because he wasn't able to get the Cowboys over the hump. But what he did was keep them Cowboys gunned and ready, man. I mean, the Cowboys was ready week in and week out. Dak Prescott, some of his best years of his career right there. Right there under Mike McCarthy. His career kind of did. It just took off to a different level under Mike McCarthy. So Mike McCarthy is a guy that still knows what he's doing on the sidelines. He's a great coach, man. He's definitely a leader, more of a leader than what we've had here in place, a proven winner, a guy with just a proven track record for success. And how people feel about him, whether you like him, don't like him, the reality is the results speak for themselves. His teams are always competitive and competing. And the fact that the Cowboys didn't quite get over the hump, maybe you can still put some of that on him as he was the head coach, but some of that could also just be the Cowboys in general. As we know, the Cowboys have a way of cowboying things up, as I like to say. So I don't know how to put that on. I can't know if I can put all the lack of them being able to jump that final hurdle, because he had those Cowboy teams in the postseason. They just weren't able to get the job done once they got there. And but that's something that we desperately could use in New York right now. And a guy like him is a guy that is worth a good look. You get a guy like that in there, really feel him out, see if he is truly your guy. But he's a great candidate, a good guy, to potentially come in and navigate the ship if need be. Now, out of these candidates, is he my top guy? No, not necessarily. But he's not a guy I'd be upset with when the smoke all cleared. They said the new head coach of the New York Giants is Mike McCarthy. I wouldn't be all upset about that. I wouldn't be broken up. Sure, he's not my first idea. He's not my first choice, but he's still a guy that I respect heavily, and I would not be broken up if that's where it came down to when it's all said and done. Because it just met, folks. It just met. But let's talk about somebody else. Let's talk about another guy. Former Cleveland Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski, former two-time coach of the year with those same Cleveland Browns. Yes, I said it, coach of the year 2 times with those Cleveland Browns. Yes, Kevin Stefanski, man. I know people have been harping on the last couple of years in Cleveland, and it's been definitely rough, man. And I don't know how much of that was his own doing and how much of it was just organizational failure. As we know, the Cleveland Browns aren't exactly the model organization for doing things the right way. So, look, all I know is Kevin Stefanski is a good fucking coach. He is a good damn football coach. I feel like he has proven that. I mean, he was working with a complete mess over there in Cleveland. He got hired into a complete mess over there in Cleveland, and yet he had that team in the postseason a couple of times, even won a postseason game, man. Never really had his quarterback in place there. Baker Mayfield just didn't quite work out, didn't take off while he was there, and then, the Jameis Winston and Deshaun Watson and Joe Flacco. I mean, come on, these guys are what they are. Flacco, Watson, Flacco, Jameis, we know those guys are backups at this point in their career, and Deshaun Watson, We're still trying to figure out exactly what happened to Deshaun Watson, man. After his massage scandal, you know, I guess one too many happy endings, man, because his game just ain't been the same. And he's making a massive amount of money in Cleveland to not be really providing much on the field at all. So, you know, I don't know how much of that's on Stefanski. I don't know how much all this Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel thing this past season was on Stefanski. Look, neither do I care, because he's no longer a part of Cleveland. And look, guys are due a fresh start. Bill Belichick didn't succeed in Cleveland, you know? So, look, Cleveland's a bad organization. Let's face it, it's hard for me to measure what a guy truly is when Cleveland is all he got. Not to mention, Cleveland, when you get a guy like Stefanski, there's a potential, man. One of the best defensive coordinators in the league, in Jim Schwartz, may possibly, he may be able to, bring him along with him for the ride, man, which is like a 2-for-1 action right there. That's a little double bonus in my opinion. From reports that I'm hearing, Schwartz will be interviewing for the vacant Cleveland head coaching position, but who knows how that's going to work out, man, and if he'll get that job. So he's had an opportunity at head coach, in this league before, and it didn't quite work out for him. And I know I just said guys were up for second chances, but I think Schwartz is a guy that's kind of really so established now as a coordinator, as a veteran coordinator that he is, man. So maybe he may just elect to, stick to what he knows he does best. We'll see. And that could also be an extra bonus with a guy like Stefanski, as he's able to bring, like I said, one of the best D coordinators over here. Cleveland's defense has been cooking. It was cooking even this year. I mean, that defense was lit even this year with with everything else they had going against them. That defense came ready to play just about each and every week. So, once again, like I said about McCarthy, Stefanski's not necessarily my top choice now, but at the end of the day, would I be upset if when all the smoke cleared, they said, Kevin Stefanski's the new head coach of the New York Giants? Absolutely not. Because I think we got a guy that can come in and work with our young quarterback and take things to the next level, man. And I really feel confident about that. And because Dart will by far be the best quarterback he's had an opportunity to come and work with. So, just like I said, sky could be the limit, man, with a couple of these guys. But let's get to the coup de grace, man. The guy that is my absolute top choice. The guy that I think it's a no-brainer that we got to try to make it happen. I know you got to still go through all the process. You got to interview people. You got to do your due diligence and all the good stuff. But I just feel like once we get one Mr. John Harbaugh into the building, we should make sure we don't let him leave the building. That guy is a proven, absolute winner. There is nothing more on his resume that you can say other than that this dude gets it. He's a winner. He is a leader. He is a head coach. He's not some offensive hotshot that's going to come in and want to have his hands so much in the offense that the defense is over there falling apart and he has no idea. No, he's a guy that's on it. He's on top of everything surrounding this football team because he's not an offensive specialist. He's not a defensive specialist. This guy was a former special teams coordinator before he got his first head coaching gig in Baltimore 18 years ago. He took that opportunity. He ran with it. He became one of the most elite head coaches in the history of this game. John Harbaugh, he's won a championship. He's delivered the goods, man. He's absolutely delivered the goods. And there's just no doubt about it, man, that John Harbaugh, to me, should be the top guy. Once he became available, man, you needed to just take that shit and run with it. Once they said that Tuesday and they said John Harbaugh has been released of his duties from the Baltimore Ravens, I was just like, whoa, you talking about a game changer. This guy, come on. The resume speaks for itself. It's not a knock on anybody else that's available. But none of their resumes, to me, stack up to John Harbaugh. The fact that he's been with his team 18 years, his former team 18 years, the second longest tenured head coach in the NFL. I know the age scares people at 63. He's not a young man anymore. But let's face it, he ain't some ancient old man either. That 63, he still gets around perfectly fine, up and down that sideline, takes good care of himself, and obviously he still wants to do this, you know, and he can still do this. Come in, you got a young quarterback, you got some solid pieces, other pieces on the offense. If you know, and Malik Neighbors when he gets back healthy, you got a dog in the backfield, and Cam Scatterby when he gets back out there healthy, and a couple other just, you know, decent, solid pieces. You know, offensive line played, New York Giant O-line played his best football in like 10 years this past season. I mean, so you got some building blocks on the offense. The offense was able to move the ball, you know, efficiently up and down the field this season, put points on the board. Offense was definitely the best offense in general from the New York Giants that we've seen. So he's got some things to work with on that side of the ball. And then defensively as well, you got good pieces on paper. What the hell the disconnect was and why the play looked so terrible on the field, I really want to chalk it up to coaching to an extent. I know some of it's got to be on the players because ultimately there's still the guys out there getting paid to make the plays. But at the same time, I think when the scheme is all wrong and they stop believing in what you're preaching, that's a recipe for disaster. And that's what happened with this New York Giant defense. I think you got some guys out there, man, that can really make some things happen. And you get the right coaches in here. And you get a guy like John Harbaugh that we know is capable of putting together a successful staff. He can go out there and get a guy to run that offense. He can get a guy to run that defense, man. And he will run the damn team. That's what I'm talking about, man. We got to make it happen right now, man. The time is now. We got top guys lined up, and then that's not even just that. Like I said, once this whole head coaching thing for everybody with vacancies is all said and done, there's gonna be probably still some hot shots out there, you know, that's ready to swoop on some coordinator jobs as well. So, like I said, we're talking about potentially a great staff that could be put together. You know, I'm not going to sit there and make too many assumptions right now, but there's potential for a great staff. And I think, in my opinion, it starts with John Harbaugh. Once you get him here in New York, which now it's official that he's come out and won't be taking any interviews until next week. But you got to believe that once he comes here, man, to interview for this position, you got to figure out a way to keep him in the building. I just think there hasn't been a head coaching candidate of this ilk in quite some time, man. And quite some time. You got to pounce on it when you get opportunities like this, New York Giants. This is the kind of culture change you need. And don't let anything stand in your way of bringing in John Harbaugh. Nothing. He's the type of guy that's earned it. He's earned it. What he wants, he pretty much gets. You give him the keys to the car, and you slide the fuck over and let him take you on a fucking ride, baby. Bring John Harbaugh in. Make sure you go to my channel. You hit that like button for this video if you like what I had to say today. You hit that subscribe at MacDaGiantsFan. You comment, you share the video out to all your friends and let them know MacDaGiantsFan is here to bring that 2026 off-season content, New York Giant content for you, man. And it's going to be uploading constantly, baby, as we speak. Uploading as we speak right now. 2026 off-season content underway. Make sure y'all like I said, like the video, subscribe to my channel, please. I appreciate it. Don't cost a thing to support the channel, man. I appreciate everybody for listening today. It's your boy MacDaGiantsFan. Hey! I'd like to thank you all for listening. If you was feeling this, please take time to subscribe and smack them likes. Feel free to drop a comment and let me know what you think. Don't forget to ring that bell so you know when I'm dropping new content. It's your boy, MacDaGiantsFan. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at MacDaGiantsFan. That's MacDa Giants Fan.